Attention gamers. I'm a sucker for a good deep conspiracy theory, as nothing makes my gooch hairs stand straight up as if my nutsack is calling attendance, quite like seeing someone devote unhealthy amounts of their time trying to convince themselves and others of some outrageous claim that's on par with the tooth fairy being real or that Bigfoot's banging their wife. So when I recently saw this troubled soul leaving PhD dissertations on why he's lonely and has too much time on his hands by attempting to prove that Riot is an evil company and how they work directly with content creators like myself to brainwash their players, I figured I'd try my best to debunk some of his bull snozzle by walking you through a recent ranked game of mine that summarizes my personal daily experience on this tilting ride called Summoner's Rift to prove that this guy's claims are as ridiculous as saying Google is constantly watching us and collecting our data.
Well, actually funny you should say that.
Contestant number 2, are you saying you are spying on me?
Just collecting data to get to know you better and serve you ads for that.
I've heard enough. Contestant number 3, tell me about yourself. Contestant 3? Okay, contestant number 1, Oprah is it?
Opera. Last name GX. Nice to meet you. I'm a free internet browser and I've been told I have a very attractive appearance as I can be customized to fit what you like. I try to fit all of your needs as a gamer, like connecting you to all kinds of music and giving you quickies to access like Twitch streaming and Discord to have everything embedded in one organized place.
I'm sorry, did you say quickies are on the table?
Mr. Bachelor Rav, you aren't paying enough attention to me, and if you would look at your task manager from time to time, you'd know that I am high maintenance and will slow anything down that's distracting you from me.
I'm thinking I need to force quit this conversation. Miss GX, do you require a lot of attention?
Not at all. Actually, you can twist my nozzles to... Are you alright?
Yes, sorry.
You can set how much RAM, CPU and network resources I'm using so that I don't interfere with you gaming sessions. But if you do ever want to game, I have the GX Corner, that's a library of all the latest titles that we can try together.
Do you like to travel?
Anywhere you can take your phone, you can take me, because I'm available on mobile too.
Okay, I'm set on contestant number 1. What's next?
Just use the link in the description to try me for free and see if you like what I have to offer.
Great, can't wait.
Great question, Rav. I am Internet Explorer and...
Now for context, this conspiracy via comment first showed up on a video where I failed to carry a group of inting idiots because I myself decided to ignore Tristana's crit scaling completely and build what I later labeled as a negative 200 IQ idea, memeing about my own stupidity but also the group of sea monkeys I was assigned as teammates. So naturally I was surprised to see a 65-page comment on this video starting with the bold line,
"League of Legends is rigged AF. After a library of clips and records, I'm pretty ducking sure that unless you're a content creator in League and under Riot's payroll that you don't get a chance to play a fair game." Later
details reveal that he is saying that him and only other non-creators get trolled and given failed abortion level teammates, which is where I'd like to get into my last ranked game, starting in Champion Select. Okay, so we have quite the unconventional bot lane, but I see the vision. The anorexic birch bakes up some bushes and the fat cat has a field day. In theory maybe, but first time trying it in my ranked game won't yield the greatest.
First blood. An ally has been slain.
Riot is owned by Tencent 1000% folks, which is China.
China, 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 China.
China.
Okay, so I figured I would hit up the dank death replay of these two Mountain Dew overdosing sperm cells as a response to him saying,
"Have you witnessed criminal shit in your games that you never see go on in a content creator's game?"
Hi, yes, example content creator here delivering play-by-play commentary. The tall tree decides to grow some lame pubes, which enables Mr. Happy Hoppy I'm so sloppy to double down on any dumb decision he makes, fueling the greed as he plunges further and further into overextendadesville. The world saying the support needed toward the brush, but he's all like, which one? I've sprouted those shits all over the damn place, and thus the first deaths of many to come was upon us. Meanwhile I have my lane more pushed in than a turd during butt stuff, so I decide to hit a surprise in the stream to help out Taste the Rainbow Hecker him in killing both a crab and a severely infected dog in the process. But let's not forget that Riot is a Chinese casino with 10 years of analytics that they will use to play with your emotions a la violin by giving you teammates that you would never see in content creators' games who are already on a dying spree because we are approached by Riot Tencent at some point and offered deals/employment. And our business together apparently looks like this.
"Hey, we like your channel and content, but we'll go ahead and keep using you as a smoke screen. It definitely helps them to make their game look legit."
Yep, I'm guilty of Riot giving me the ol' rub tug in the bathroom stall just as much as this small slimy Satan is guilty of pulling this 2v1 off without dying. Then he goes on to say that you are stupid if you don't notice how after winning 3 games you lose a 4th to having a bad team, as if a 75% win rate is definitely Riot's way of conspiring against you despite your player base consisting of Rengar ADCs who like taking long relaxing bubble baths in a full perky pirate ult, or their sidekick in crime doing nothing but growing gooch grass all over the rift and yelling Candy Crush lines.
My favorite color is spring.
I'm pretty sure most of us are aware of the feeling when your bot lane is dropping their ball sacks onto their keyboards like some dick drum set doing a scrotum skill selection only challenge for TikTok, forcing you to try and play damage control only for them to accidentally absolutely floor the gas pedal into dumb shitter's street before you can get there and collab with your taxi service headwig to take a golden piss on the bad guys. Until only 2 are left and you are like a fat diabetic kid in a candy shop with no eyes or a mouth, so all you can do is stare at the missed opportunities until your fat ass blood sugar gets to fatal levels and you must flee, but Riot's on your side as a creator so you don't end up dying, and instead you deliver the dying to this dwarf-sized demon doing dirty things to your depressed dumbass mid laner.
Ever had your teammates seemingly set you up to die in the bushes? Record and watch your games in post.
Bro, why don't I up the ante by asking if you've ever had your teammates making their own fucking bushes to set each other up to die? And I believe me, quote, recording and watching this in post proves not just your theory, buddy, but also that apes apparently can own and operate computers as well. But here's the thing, when I hear that Hecarim is hosting the Gay Pride Parade bot, I'm obviously going to be in attendance to support the homies but also to murder the chick who brought guns to the event. Then, since I'm already in town and apparently even supports in said town are worth shut down, I agree to escort the Cyber Centaur to the Make a Dead Bitch ball as well. We might as well stop by the Rift Equator to secure the hat tricks of shutdowns, because your Elon Musk invention of a bot lane comp could practically open up a damn food shelter with how proficient they are at feeding everyone. PST Riot, this Vex says she thinks you are rigging her games. Good, but since I'm apparently on Riot's payroll, they can call off their dog once the infiltrator is dead and use it to deliver me my payment. #thanks Uncle Rito. Checking in on the lanky vegan and his pet protest kitty, and it looks like going 0-11 in lane meant they just needed a vacation up north, and hey, it looks to be working out, because despite them setting a new world record for longest time for 2 to kill an ADC, they did break their murder virginity before both inevitably dying again. And when I was coming to the realization that no Rome can cure ineptitude, I ran into the neighbor's dog who got into the bath salts and was now trying to take a fat bite out of my bird's ass, so I called in backup from Disco Stallion himself as we euthanized the rabid Warwick before taking one look at Miss Purple Pistols and saying there will be no typing worth after this fight, honey buns.
After running experiments and collecting data over the last month from latest deep dive, there is no longer a shred of doubt in my mind.
AKA being too easily tilted in solo queue games.
League hella censors YouTube duds ducking YouTube hello.
Hey Rav here again as we watch this poor Ivern try to contribute to clearing a camp with his BFF only to realize he can't slaughter but only suck off things in the jungle. But anyways, I think if you take a look at my channel's videos you'll see some high levels of Riot censorship, as every third video is me talking about how I'm gonna drive down to their headquarters and piss in their morning Cheerios. But anyways, the long-lasting Krugs clear is over, which meant all that was left to do was get caught and killed for the umpteenth time. But hey, it was feeding your boy more shutdowns than the Blockbuster franchise in 2014. But you know what they say, when life gives you dumb dead Rengar ADCs as teammates, you dodge a fizz baiter that will spawn a large whack-a-mole teamo, then watch the rest of your team hungry hippo a whole wombo combo before performing an elegantly graceful tap dance routine on your right click button before heading into the shrubs to call an Uber driver who arrives in a stylish purple hawk to carry you to the location of your impatient Hecarim's latest failure. Then you stick around knowing that a notary will one day pay you big money to account as a witness of the one time this Rengar got a kill before dove driving your way over to that fleeing fizz to finish off the group. Then you make lemonade.
Gotta say, this game isn't just toxic, it's Orwellian in its design.
I was actually so freakishly fed at this point that I could flat get outplayed by a Fiora. suck up her ult like a vacuum and still end the fight with nothing more than a scratch, but I couldn't exactly say the same for my teammates who were filming an alternative ending for Beauty and the Beast for if they would have captured the Beast at the end. But luckily I was in the area asking Krugs out on a date, so I rotated just in time to play Fuck the Fizz, and then Leo may be free low, but I had a constipated crossbow just begging to unload on a lucky lady and Leo was fin to be it. Then Ivern was like, I'll contribute by putting this dead dog in a bush, and we managed to pull out the ace. Side note, I have Riot plant nice compliments about me in chat sometimes to boost my ego. Anyways, he then goes on to say any doubters just don't have the proof or understanding he has developed with this game, as if he is exclusively the only person to ever have a team running into a losing fight one at a time, single file line shooter status to fight over control of an area that has no objectives. But I was 16-4 at this point, which meant I could enter fights late and clean up, and even if they went all golden girls, what's the worst that could happen to me as a content creator?
Ever been the best player on your team and had the enemy team hyper-focus you for 5 kills with uncanny accuracy and intuition? I have.
So anyways, it looks like my team's derpy depressed midget wanted to give some advice to our jungler, and he was not exactly in the mood for such inappropriate suggestions, so he responded to the criticism in a way that you'd never see in a content creator's game. And considering my 26 death bot lane wasn't exactly in a position to solo even a Gromp by themselves paired with my now AFK jungler, I'd say that with a closing statement of this conspiracy being said with such conviction.
Try not to forget how League cowardly shut down players in favor of the Hong Kong protests.
I think we can all agree that no one but this guy has ever had a bad team in solo queue, and clearly Riot is out to get him and him alone. Rav out.
Don't fuck with Ravy boy, I'm in your crib with the blappy boy, talk to me slick and don't pop in your pappy. If happy talk back, then I'm taking your Grammy, and boy oh boy I'll make her happy.